Hey guys, it's RebeccaLynOberstadt. In today's video, I'm finally going to be using on camera the Nomad Cosmetics Cartagena palette. I have used shades out of here for like holiday looks and whatnot, but I also picked up the Studio 54 collection because she had it on sale and I didn't have it yet, and it's that special formula that is in the Orient Express palette as well as the Tokyo palette. I also picked this up because this is like something they're discontinuing and it's like $5. So I went ahead and picked this up. These are all shimmery shades. What I plan on doing is using one of these shades as like a blush, and then we'll use the Studio 54 stuff as a highlighter. And I even pulled, this is Manly Beach. This is from their Sydney Bathers collection. This is the bronzer that is in that palette. So that's one reason why I haven't picked it up yet, because I have the bronzer out of it as a single. So I'm going to be working with this palette. I don't have anything on my face. I'm looking at my tray seeing if there's anything else I need right now. But this is a very warm toned palette, and I'm going to be doing like a first impression. I have used, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 shades out of here I've used so far. So I've used this red one, which says Otro Dímonos. And then we've got Toda la Vida, Eres el Mundo. We have Perseguir Sueños and Más Efemera. So those are the shades that I've used already. So I'm going to be trying to use the shades I haven't used yet. And she did this really interesting. So you have a row of mattes here, a row of shimmers, a row of mattes, a row of shimmers, and a row of mattes. So you've got 3 rows of matte shades, and it looks like all of them except for like this one and maybe this one are that really special formula like that are in here. So and I've already used like these 3. So I'm going to be sticking with a lot of the warmer shades, a lot of the like the hot pinks and the orange. So we're probably going to use the orange colored highlighter blush thing out of the Around the World palette. And yeah, I'm going to go ahead, my battery's flashing heavy, so I'm going to go ahead and just switch that out now. And then I will get into this. I'm thinking I will do like a straight orange look on one eye, and then I'll do like a natural, like neutral look with a pop of hot pink for the other one. Because I'm looking at this and I have this shade to use, this one, these two shades, and we've got these 4 shimmers that I have to use. So let me switch this out and I will be right back. I will do like concealer and that kind of stuff after, because even with getting sleep lately, my allergies have been really bad. I've been on allergy pills for like the past 3 days trying to get some of this stuff to clear up. I've been sneezing my head off. So allergy circles are loud and out and proud. So all right, we're going to start with the neutral eye. I think I'm going to go into this it's hard to read it, Cien Anos, and then I'm going to use this Omega shade, and then I'll probably put this on the inner part, and then, which is Más Intensa, and then La Luz Malva on the outer edge. So this is going to be like the neutral with pops of pink color, and then the other one, we'll figure that out when I get there. So make sure my eyebrows are not all crazy. This is a really pretty like orangey shade, but I didn't want to go in with that alpha shade just yet. So we're working with the top of our eyes first. And this is a Luxie brush I got from an Ipsy like a long time ago. It's the 249. I like the fact that it's got a blending and like a domed shader brush on the other side. If you're not familiar with the Nomad formula, there is, I'll show you. I'll have to zoom this in editing. But this shade here does have like some kickback in it. You just have to be real light when tapping into the pan. But their shadows blend so easily, which is one reason why I like working with them, and none of them burn my eyes, which is a huge bonus, because there's some eyeshadows out there that I can use them one day and they're fine, and the next day my eyes are literally on fire. All right, now tapping into Omega with a little, holy crap, look at the pigment on that brush. All right, so we're gonna, it's like a pretty mauve-y shade. No, screw it, I'm just gonna put this all over my lid. I'm gonna be putting pinks over it anyways. Okay, here on my nose. There is some fallout down here on my face from this shadow. which is one reason why I didn't do anything to my face yet. Now, I am pretty happy with this. Everything looks fine. My eyelids are super dry right now. So I'm going to do this a couple of different ways. I'm going to pick up a shimmer with a dry brush, and then I'm going to do it with my finger to show you how you can intensify these shadows. So first we're going to go into Mas Intensas, which is the shade right here. And this looks like it's one of their flaky specialty shades. And this does have, I have all kinds of fallout already, which is one reason why I didn't do anything else to my face, because these shadows do tend to go everywhere. I'm going to zoom this in via editing. But if you look, it's rather sheer and you can still see my eyelid through it. So I'm going to get that brush wet so I have it ready. I'm going to take my finger into the Mas Intensas shade. Yeah, Mas, M-A-S. And not only does pressing over it smooth the little chunky bits out, but it also makes it a little bit more opaque. And if you look, the shine on it is quite a bit better. But you can still see my eyelid through it. So, shake it off extra water. I'm going to pick up more product on that brush now that it's wet with water. And I want to show you how it works wet. Look at it now. See the difference that just getting water on the brush makes with this shadow? And you cannot see my eyelid through it anymore. And then I always press over it to smooth it out. There was a couple of little chunky spots on there. But look at that. Alright, using my little elf thing to clean my finger off. Had to get my little color switchy brush. I should color switch the other one while I'm at it. Now, I did color switch it so it's still slightly damp. I'm going to go into that La Louise Malva shade here. And I'm going to load both sides of the brush. This does not look, like I can tell by looking in the palette what the fallout looks like, what kind of shade this is. This looks like it's going to be a standard like shimmer shade. So with these you don't really need a wet brush, just any type of shader brush usually works with this. My tummy's not happy about something. I think it wants a blueberry muffin. I fed it one yesterday when I woke up. It seemed to enjoy that. And because I'm 40, my eyelids are not perfect. And you can do like what I'm doing with the brush. Grab it and pull it to see if there's any like spots that you need to reapply to. I like manipulating my eyelid to see exactly what's what. And then I'm just going to blend this over that first shade. And then do some glitter cleanup. That first pink shade that I used did leave stuff behind. If you don't like any type of glitter or sparkle on your face, then you probably won't like Nomad. I really don't care about the sparkly stuff running around my face. I mean, I'm one of those people that's like, give me all the glitter. No, not like glitter on my eyes, because I have had glitter in my eye before, and that is excruciatingly painful. I would not recommend that. I'm going to pick up that Cyan shade, that first shade that I used on the little dome side, just to bring some of that color back up here. All right, I'm happy with that. Now, to move on to the next eye, I am going to dip into that alpha shade. This first one up here, I'm going to be putting this up towards my brow bone. And it's like a light creamy yellow shade. And it's going on like a satin. It looks like a matte in the pan. It gave a nice like sheen to my eyebrow area. Hair all going all crazy over here. I like that. All right, now I'm gonna do this Amores contra Dios here, and then I'm gonna go into this to like deepen. I think the other orange is not gonna match very well with the shimmer that I want to use. All right, and now into Realissimo Magico, which is this one here. Sometimes I have issues getting it down right to my lash line, so I use my finger. Plus my eyelids are super dry right now. Everything on me is a big potato chip that's oil free. Now I'm gonna take my finger, trying to decide whether or not I want this orange or this like pinky orange. I think I'm gonna go with this one because it's a special shade, and I'm gonna pop it right in the center. Oh, it's got a hot pink under, it's like a hot pink shift. It goes on like a salmon color and shifts to like that pink shade. And I'm gonna just, whatever's left on my finger, and run it up there. Very subtle, a whole lot more wearable than the other eye. I'm liking these so far. All right, let me do concealer, brows, lip product, and then I will come back and do the under eye area, blush, bronzer, and highlight with you guys. So give me just a minute and I will be right back. So I threw on the Sigma Story liquid lipstick from Samantha March's collab, and I did concealer with the e.l.f. Hydrating Concealer in Light Ivory, and then I threw some powder over it. And brows is Model, which is the shade medium dark in their Insta Brows. So because I was using this as a mirror, this is the Studio 54 Disco Nights. It's an orangey colored highlighter. It's their special formula, like the shadow here and the shadow here. And I figured this would go really nicely. This is a Farrah 20FF straight brush. Maybe I need something more fluffy, so let's grab this one. This is the All Over Highlight and Powder from, I think this is C Club or Culture Club, something like that. I got it in Nipsey. Whoa, I got glitter stuff going everywhere in the air. Okay, I can kind of see it, but we'll have to come back to this so I can get my face wet. So we'll wait on this for a second. I'm gonna grab the Nomad Manly Beach bronzer, and I was like, man, why is this thing called Manly Beach? So I finally looked it up. It's actually a beach in Australia. I was like, so does that mean like all the men on the beach are real like manly or something? And no, it's just, she picked the colors from the beach itself to do the highlighters and bronzers out of the kit. I don't know if I'd want to go to the beach in Australia because, you know, they got crocodiles and sharks and poisonous like fish and jellyfish and everything wants to fucking eat you there. And I hear the spiders chase you and hunt you down and bite you in your sleep. I do have friends from Australia. They've always talked about like how certain parts of the country are completely different than the other. I'd love to visit, but I don't know if I could live there, especially with all the wildfires and stuff that they have. I would worry about that. All right, this is a, oh, by the way, this was a Lexi, I think 1010. What are you? You're hard to read. Small contour. Yep, it's a 1010. And then this one here is an SL Miss Glam Round Blush Brush P40. So even though this isn't a blush, it's a highlighter, I'm going to go in, hello? I dropped it. Wouldn't be one of my videos if I didn't drop something. All right, so I'm going to go into Positano Sunrise? Sunrise, this one here. The orangey colored one. I know this isn't technically a blush, it's more of a highlighter. There's like, because of the type of brush I'm using on it, there's like powder all over the palette. Okay, now I can get my face wet. And I'll just use this one. Grab the other palette. I sprayed my ear. That's a whole lot better. And it's just sparkled everywhere. That's so pretty. It's like orange with gold in it. This side's still a little bit more demure. And this is just one of the 3 little palettes that came out in the Studio 54. By the way, this is the Koki Fix It Up Matte Setting Spray. You don't really need setting spray, but you know. The other one is pink. This is in Hot Shot. And then the actual palette that says Studio 54 is this one. It has 4 shades in it. Just make sure everything's smooth. Color switching my brush. All right, so for this one, I'm going to go back into that first shade. And then I'm going to grab this color down here on the edge and put this towards the outer edge. And yes, I just stabbed my eye with the brush. All right, and then with my pinky, I'm going to grab this one and pop it here, and then just a little bit in the front of my eye. And whatever is left over, I'm running up it. All right, now for the other one, I'm gonna grab this shade here, which is the Relissimo Magico. How many of you guys have ever heard of it was a Disney show called Violetta? It's mainly set in Argentina. I used to watch that show. I really enjoyed it actually. And then I went into that first shade Alpha to blend out. So a lot of these things, these terms, I have definitely heard before, even though Colombia Spanish is a whole lot different, or it's different than Argentinian Spanish. And I learned Spanish from somebody who was from Spain, so There's that. And I live in Florida, which has a lot of like Cuban influences, Puerto Rican influences, and believe it or not, a whole lot of Mexican influences to the Spanish that is here. Now with with a brush, I'm going to go into this Delamore shade for the inner corner. And I'm keeping it as close as I can and then doing right up against my lash line. So that leaves, looking at the palette, the only one I haven't used is the shade up here. This is definitely a more like wash of color with a hint of shimmer. This is a whole lot more bold, and that was supposed to be my neutral eye. Oh well. All right, mascara. Oh, there it is. I got a new e.l.f. one in my Trend Mood box, so I'm going to use that. This mascara is actually kind of nice. It like separates all of my lashes out. And I got a lot of them, and I just stabbed myself right here. Now the only thing I didn't realize I hadn't done is liner. I have all these like new ColourPop liners, so I'm gonna grab the orangey shade out. You know what? I'll just use this shade in both eyes. This is Peach Fuzz. All right, at least this one wasn't broken. Oh, that makes my eyes look weird. So here we have the finished look. And no, I'm not pulling my hair down. That's been driving me nuts for 2 days. So it's staying up in a bun until I get a shower later in the afternoon. All right, so first impressions, I got a bunch of stuff here. Like I said, I had already used like 4 shades, 5 shades, 1, 2, 3, yep, 4 shades out of here before. This is an 18 shadow palette, I do believe. No, 15, 3, 6, 9, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times 3, yep, 15. I need more coffee. I love their palettes, so you know, the only thing is like these lighter shades didn't really show up really well on me, and I'm like super fair. So I'm sure if I put like a lighter base underneath of them, they would show up better. That first shade, Alpha, which I thought was a matte, is more like a satin shade. And now that I hold it at an angle, I can see that it's a satin shade. All the rest of these are mattes. So this one here is a satin shade. Then you have a row of the specialty ones. These two are both the specialty ones, and then this is their shimmer formula. So you get literally 1, 2, 3, 4 different formulas in this palette. It's a very warm color story. This would be like perfect for summer, you know, but I love hot pink shades. The Around the World palette, I think is still on their website for $5. You have a purple, a pink, a yellow, and this like peachy color. And again, I use it as a blush. It says Light Infusion palette, so if you don't mind a shimmery blush, and I didn't have a yellow highlighter, I have a purple one, and I didn't have an orange one until I bought the other collection. So that's really nice. It goes on, let me see, the brush was like super like the color was very pigmented on the brush, but as it went on my face, it kind of sheared out quite a bit. So it leaves this nice wash of color, so it's not like super intense. Of course, I've had Manly Beach for a while. I love this bronzer. I want a bigger one. And then the Studio 54 stuff, I have worn the pink one at another time. I did a live stream the other day with my dad wearing it. This color here is like really pretty. It's like orange and gold and kind of like coppery and salmon all at the same time with a like super dense brush. This is a synthetic brush from Farrah. It didn't seem to like that brush, but it seemed to do okay with this one here, which is more fluffy. So I guess depending on what you want, if you want it more natural. Also, the other thing is I can show you is taking this on your finger. See how much more intense it made it right there? Because this is a really unique formula that it's like very metallic, it gets more opaque and more metallic with your finger. And I don't know if it's because of the oils in our hand or the warmth of our, you know, our fingers or something when we use it, you know, even with their eyeshadows being this special formula, that it just makes it so much more intense. So I'm really glad that I have that because I didn't have anything like that in my collection. I've also used this. I used this the other day. Was it Christmas Eve, Christmas Day? I live streamed. I have used all but this blue shade here in looks for live streaming. Yeah, there's marks in everything but this blue shade here. And blue and green are my favorite colors. So these are, again, are just like, where is it? If you have this palette here, which is the Tokyo palette, this entire bottom row is what these are. All of the Studio 54 collection is this like special, like metallic, flaky, dual chromatic, shifting, oh my god kind of formula. And if you have the Nomad or Orient Express palette, there's a few of them in here as well. So these are the only palettes of theirs so far besides the Cartagena palette that has that really like unique formula. And this one has 5. So this entire row here is that special formula as well as these two. And I really think that it is, oh, I just dropped something in the drawer. It's like out of this world kind of stuff. I mean, you can use it dry and it goes on sheer. You can, with a dry brush. You can use it with a fluffy brush and blend it out a little bit more. But again, you're going to get more glitter fallout. It's not really glitter, it's more like shimmer fallout. You can use it with a wet brush and it's like, or you can use it with your finger and it kind of does stay a little sheer with your finger, but again, it smooths out and makes it so much more metallic, so it turns it into something completely beautiful. I love Nomad Cosmetics. You guys have heard me rave about them for a while, ever since I started getting, do I have another one on the tray? No, but ever since I started getting like the little sample guys like this from Ipsy, and I tried out a few of their products, I was like, ooh, I want to go see what they have. And then of course, they released a Tokyo palette and I didn't have anything pastel like that. So I was like, and it was cheaper for me to buy like the Vault, which had 4 palettes in it, than to just buy the one palette for like $37 or $39. For me, it made more sense to buy 4 palettes for $99 than buying one palette for $37 or $39. So it's really all up to you. I do have a code with Nomad. It is Rebecca10. I don't earn any money on it. Nothing, period. It's just a discount code. You get 10% off. So if they're not running a sale and you want to save some money, just use that code. It's always in my description box. I specifically asked for a code because I enjoy their products. Very few brands do I have codes with, and the ones that I really enjoy, I have asked for codes. Like the Lele Posh, the Nomad, I have, I use my friend Shelly's code for Science Serum. So they're always listed in the description box. You can always find them down there. Also, don't forget to check out Social Blue Book. They're running like random deals and stuff, and they just added new features to the site that you can now apply for brand deals on there. So I do have a link for that as well, which is affiliated. So you can use it and it's free for 14 days. And then after the 14 days, it's there is a fee on there. So you can use the service for free for 14 days. They did sponsor me to do a dedicated video a while back, but I just figured I would give them a shout out because they just added new content on their website where you can apply for various brand deals and sponsorships. So anyways, I'm Rebecca Oberstadt. Hopefully you guys like this video. Again, this is a whole lot more neutral and wearable than this one here, but you guys know I love my hot pink shades. It is what it is. I'm Rebecca Oberstadt. I will see you guys in another video very soon. Have a fantastic day or night wherever you are, and please don't forget to wear your mask.